What is up? Back with your favorite youth pastor. Tonight is Wednesday night. Typically, this is where we would be in at Congo Road Youth Ministry or youth group, whatever you want to call it. Um, just a little layout. This is the seating area. That's my office. Get this right. Goodness, I am all up in my office. Ping pong table, snacks back there. A really cool deal right here is our memory lane picture. Man, that is a gift right there. The youth made me. Has all a bunch of our pictures from that. And this is where I teach in my podium. Anyways, so tonight, or I guess I say, a lot of you guys know that I am a youth pastor, but you don't know my road. You don't know how I became a youth pastor, and that's what I want to share tonight. The title of this devotion, or the title of this video, is "Why I Do What I Do," and I'm going to explain to you the steps or the people that have influenced me, the people who have mentored me, the people who have trained me to be a youth pastor, who, because of them and the way they impacted my life, I now get to do that to others. And anyways, we'll jump right into it. Sorry, I got an itch. Man, I got gray hair too. Goodness. But anyways, so the reason why, man, why I do what I do, the reason is because the people who poured into me, the people who have mentored me, the people who have trained me, left such an impact and difference in my life. I want to do that for others. Because of their relationships with me, because of them taking the time to speak to me, not only in a religious manner, not only as in a spiritual manner, but for them to take the time out of their day, for them to answer my phone calls, for them to answer my texts, because most of this happened before I was dealing with emails or anything like that. But for them to stop what they're doing, for them to take the time away from their families to come to me, or me to meet them, from them to deal with my drama, with my, I'll just say it blatantly, my crap, from them to do that for me has forever changed me, has forever impacted my life, or had an impact on my life. So I'm going to talk about those people. Some of those people who made this difference in my life are my youth pastors. Yes, they are my youth pastors, still to this day. It doesn't matter how old I am, they are my youth pastors. Mr. Chris Lynch and Troy Brazel, you guys are my youth pastors, and forever will be as long as I live. You guys are the two, some of the two most influential guys that we have a relationship with. Chris was my youth pastor from probably my 7th grade year through my freshman year, and then Troy came along my freshman year through my 12th grade year, and even continued, both of them continued as I was beginning youth ministry, as I was an intern, as I was doing youth ministry events, camps and stuff like that. They have continued to pour into me. They have continued to disciple me, and they have continued to train me. And that I'll forever be grateful. And but like the biggest difference they had on my life was not only did they get down with me, meet me where I was in my muck, in my crap. They met me there, and they showed me compassion. They showed me love. They showed me discipline, like Jesus would. And because of their relationship with Christ, they were able to do that. They were able to be that person for me, as well as a lot of other people. But just in particular right now, them two as my youth pastors, whether I was in 7th grade dealing with junior high drama, or whether I was a senior dealing with decisions about adulthood, both of them were willing and still willing to sit down with me and talk to me, not only from a relationship, but from a spiritual aspect and from a spiritual influence, to help me and guide me in the decisions I need to make. or have made. And for that, I am forever grateful and thankful for you guys. Another influence or another people who have influenced me in youth ministry are my mentors. Yes, I consider both you, Troy and Chris, mentors, but also I consider J.D. Taylor and Cody Brown. I got to meet J.D. through Cody because they were college friends, but both of these guys have hugely had an influence and hugely impacted my ministry and what I do and how I do it. As far as Cody goes, I met Cody when I was in high school, and he took this awkward, shy kid. He can tell you himself, one of our first road trips we took together as we were headed to Clinton, Arkansas to do a church camp. I did not speak to the dude. I didn't. It was probably a 2-hour trip or close to that, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. But during that time, I didn't speak to the dude. It took a lot for me to open up and trust this guy. And anyways, he broke down my walls, and he broke that barrier to have a relationship with me. And from there, we got to do church camps. We got to do D-Now devotion or D-Now events. We got to do a lot of different things through our time and through our ministry together. We got to go to Colorado. We got to go to Houston. We traveled all over Arkansas, north, south, east, west. We got to do a lot together and got to share the gospel with a lot of adults and a lot of teenagers as well. And through that experience and through that time together, he was one of the persons that not only showed me how to have a big heart and how to have a caring heart, how to have compassion for people, but to have compassion for our relationships as well. He was the type of guy. He's the type of person who, when I needed to be told I was doing wrong, he would step up to the plate and tell me, "Hey man, you're messing up. Hey dude, you need to get your act together." And he did that unapologetically. He meant every word he said to me, whether I was doing right or wrong. He kept me straight when I needed to. And as well as JD, I met JD through Cody doing a D-Now weekend up in Lepanto, of all places. I met JD, and from there, through our friendship, through our mentorship, because he mentors me, I like to think he does a lot more. He helps me a lot more than I help him, which I'm forever grateful and thankful for that. JD is also the person or one of the people, if I have issues in my personal life, whether it be my marriage or if I have issues in my youth group or if I have issues just in general, he's the person I go to. He's the person who's going to be honest with me. He's going to keep it real. Since the day I met dude, he's kept it real. He has kept it honest, 100% himself from the day I met him, and continues to do that. He sets me straight a lot of times, whether I think I'm right, whether I think I got a full print in. He oversees it. He overlooks it. He looks at it. And he's like, "Hey, dude, this might happen, this, and that," and he thinks it through for me. And he's just solid. He's a solid dude. He's solid rock too. Dude's strong. He's a country boy strong. Like, he'll surprise you. But man, he's been a rock for me as a mentor, as a dear friend. So for that, I thank you. Another people who have influenced me to become a youth pastor, to do what I do, is my pastors. Growing up, Brother James Hayes, his leadership in the church, his sermons and his decisions as a head pastor, and watching that growing up and knowing that I might be in ministry one day, watching him and his example, and that even now as he continues to lead the same church I grew up in, it's crazy. When I started going to church there, we were a congregation of maybe 200 people. Now they run an easy 600, 700. Not saying that's all by him, by no means. I don't think any man can do that alone. But through his leadership and through his relationship with the Lord has given him that opportunity to do that, to lead those people. My parents still go to that church today, and Brother James, I'm thankful for you and your leadership. Another person is Tim Porter. He was my pastor, New Hope, very first church I've ever was a full-time, not full-time, but full-time in a sense, youth pastor. He helped me, he guided me, he constructed me. He let me have a lot of freedom to make decisions on my own. So when I failed, when I falled, he was there to catch me as well. So Tim, thank you for that. And then my current pastor, Brother Jeff, and Brother Jeff has really helped me in my discipleship, my time of devotion, I guess, or personal devotion, I guess. He really encouraged me to pursue that and to look at that and to continue to do that as well. So through those guys and through their relationships with me, they have influenced me into youth ministry. And then one of the last persons that comes to mind who had an influence or impact on my life is my best friend Dylan White. Man, we grew up together since second grade all the way until now, and we continue. Ooh, that tile needs to come down. Ooh, sorry, but yeah, just your relationship with Christ and our relationship with each other, man. It motivated me. It helped me to continue to have that relationship with Christ. Without our personal friendship, and that's not going. If we weren't friends and we, I probably wouldn't want to go to church. Yes, I might have been the front runner, I guess, in our youth group, but you're very much the backbone. You are, man. And you still are, man. You're the backbone at the ministry you're at, the new beginnings and blah, blah, man. Without you, they would be in trouble. And without you in my personal life as a best friend, as a person I go to with not only personal problems, but relationship or religious or spiritual problems, man, without you, dude, man, be rough. And that's as well as any of those guys or any of those people in my life, as well as my parents, my in-laws, my wife. Without you guys are the backbone of my ministry. You guys are not only the backbones, but you guys are the front runners as well. Influenced me, providing me with tools, with with experiences, with I guess with the great attitude and thankfulness of our relationships and what you guys mean to me. Without you, this would never have been possible. In all seriousness, by the time I was a senior in high school, I was ready to graduate and I was ready to be a college football star. That's what I thought. Yes, I went to church. Yes, Jesus was on my mind, but football had become an idol, and football was what I wanted to do. And when I played that last game, my world came crashing down, or so I thought. And the Lord led me to CBC. The Lord opened doors there, and it was all part of His plan, anyways. Because without these people, without their influence, without their difference making in my life, man, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. And because of you guys and the impact and the difference you made on my life, I get to do that. And I will continue, and I'll try to do that to any and everybody I get an opportunity to. Because of the influence you guys, as well as many others, had on my life, I want to have that impact. I want to make that difference in someone else's life. Because of your relationship with Christ and the impact Christ had on you to have on me, I want to return the favor. When I think of these people, I think of this verse. I think of this verse. Man. Oh, well. Well, you can look it up. Psalms 37, 23 through 24. The steps of man are established by the Lord. when he delights in the ways, though he fall, he shall not be cast headlong, for the Lord upholds his hand. You guys, you influence me because of your walk, because of your relationship with Christ, because they were established by the Lord. And though I may fall, though you may fall, we will continue to walk in the established steps of the Lord, because the Lord upholds our hands. So I hope you watch this video. I hope you take time to send those phone calls, send those texts out to those people who have influenced you to do what you do, whether it be youth ministry, whether it be a nurse, whether it be whatever it may be. Take the time to tell them you're thankful for them. Take the time to tell them that you appreciate them. Take the time to tell them that you care and that you love them, because these people I love very dearly, and they're very close to my heart, and they'll always be, because they are the ones who molded me and shaped me to become who I am, as well as a lot of other people, as well as a lot of other godly men and women in my life. There's really too many to count. But to you guys, thank you. So, as we continue in our series, we'll continue in the Sunday morning devotions, and we are going to start doing Wednesday night devotions as well. So continue. Feel free to like the video. Feel free to share. Feel free to comment your prayer requests, or just comment whatever. I really do read them. I promise you. If you can't tell, I like and I comment back every time, because that's how much it means to me for you guys to do that. So continue doing that. I'll see you next week.